Is your own body a mystery to you? Do you wish that you could have a better understanding of how your body functions or what's happening inside of you? But do you find that those terms of anatomy and physiology are daunting and overwhelming? Welcome to Wonderfully Made, where the mystery of your body is revealed. Is your own body a mystery to you? Do you wish that you could have a better understanding of how your body functions or what's happening inside of you? But do you find that those terms of anatomy and physiology are daunting and overwhelming? Good evening. Welcome to Wonderfully Made, where the mystery of your body is revealed with me, Khomoto Mogapi, right here on Life Destiny TV. Your life, your destiny. What we hope to do in this show is to teach you to understand your own body. Why, if your doctor understands that? Well, if you understand your body, you'll be able to make better decisions for your body, to work with your body. Let me give you an example. When you buy a car, right, you know where it's made, it comes with a manual. You know exactly the kind of petrol or fuel, diesel, to put in your car. You know the kind of water. Yes, you wouldn't put river water into your car. And you know exactly the kind of oil. That's why you don't put cooking oil or olive oil in your car. Why? Because you want your car working optimally. Are you certain that what you're doing with your body is for optimal results? Your body is a vehicle that gets you through the journey of life. It helps you with the experiences of life to enjoy it. But what happens when your body breaks down? Half the time people do not understand why their body is breaking down because they do not understand how the things around them, the external environment, affects their body, or how the things that are within them, the things that we put in, affect our bodies. Hence, we have for you Wonderfully Made, revealing the mysteries of the human body. Anatomy and physiology. Don't let those terms daunt you. Anatomy is simply the structure of the human body, what it is. Physiology is how it works, the chemistry and the physics, how the human body works to maintain life. The two go hand in hand. They're important. If you understand what the body is and what it is made of, then you can understand also how it works and what your role is in maintaining that. We have different levels of organization when it comes to the body. What do I mean by that? At the smallest level, we know of atoms. The atoms come together and they form a molecule, including in us, in our human bodies. The molecules then come together to form the human cell. This is the building block of the whole body, the human cell. Every part of your body has a cell. The skin has a cell, the liver has a cell. So let's look at the liver. The liver cells will then come together and they will form a liver tissue. The liver tissue will come together and they will form the liver organ. So from cell to tissue to organ. Then once we have an organ, we know we have the heart as an organ, we have the liver as an organ, we have the kidney as an organ. All these organs now form part of a system. If we're looking at the kidney will form part of the urinary system, which is responsible then for getting rid of waste material. And that is how the human body is formed, from an atom to a molecule, to a cell, to a tissue, to an organ, to a system that then work together. What's important is to understand that all the systems come together to help the body work as one unit. So the body is not to be divided up into the digestive system and the central nervous system. All of them work together as one member of the body. What is the point of the human body and the human life? The cell's function is to maintain a constant balance. what we call homeostasis. So now that we have an understanding of the different levels of the body, let's look at the different systems. The body has multiple systems, as I've said, that work together to allow you to experience life. We have the central nervous system, which is the brain and the spinal cord, and they have their own function. And in each episode, we'll be looking at the different systems or the different organs and how they work together. We have the musculoskeletal system, which is our muscles and our bones. And the whole point is to give us the structure that we have and keep us upright. We have the respiratory system, which is the lungs, and all the pathways that allow oxygen to go in and allow carbon dioxide to go out. We have the digestive system, which most of us understand because when we eat, this is the function of the digestive system. We have the urinary system, which gets rid of waste material in the form of urine. And we have the reproductive system, which allows us to continuously multiply and increase our population. These are some of the systems that we have in the human body, but all of them are interrelated and work together. And all of them affect one another. So whatever affects the digestive system affects the central nervous system. We need you to keep that in mind as we continue with these lessons of you understanding your own body. Now, what is the point of you understanding your own body? As we said, once you can understand how the body is formed and how it works, then you can understand how to work with your body so that you are able to allow it to be in the best optimum condition. If you can work with your body, that means you can work against your body, right? Well, here on Wonderfully Made, what we'll be focusing on is teaching you how the body is supposed to work. Believe it or not, we're created to be healthy people. Yes, you heard me right. We're created to be healthy, and we will show you what it means to be healthy, what a healthy body works like, and what you can do to attain that state of health. Now, while you think about that, get a glass of water, come back and sit down after this break as we continue. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made, where the mystery of the body is revealed right here on Life Destiny TV. Your life, your destiny. So we've been talking to you about your body. Yes, your body. Understanding it, how it is formed, and how it works. We've also discussed the different levels of organization, how your body is built up from the atom to the molecule to the cell. The cell is the most important. And then right up to the different systems and the fact that the different systems then work together. Now, what is the function of the cell? Because I said it is important. Each and every cell has its own function, which is to keep you alive. You are not randomly put together. Your body has instructions as to what it is it's supposed to do. The brain being the headquarters, with each individual brain cell having its function, having its own nucleus, which has information, which then tells the rest of the cell what it is it's supposed to do. The same would be happening in the liver. So the liver cell would have within its nucleus instructions as to what it is supposed to make and how it's supposed to work. But the cell needs certain things for it to be able to work. The cell needs oxygen, which comes from the respiratory system. The cell needs water, which comes from the digestive system when you drink your water. The cell needs glucose, or what we call food, also coming from the digestive system. But as the cell is taking these things in so it can be able to do its work, it also needs to be able to get rid of waste material. And what the cell then does is it needs to maintain within itself a constant state. which is what we call homeostasis. Let me give you an example of homeostasis. We all know that our body temperature on average is about 37 degrees, right? So what would happen if outside the temperature is 21 degrees, or you drink cold water, which is at 15 degrees? Your body has then to work to bring the body temperature and keep it within 37 degrees. Why? Because if the body is too cold, the cell itself cannot function. If the body is too hot, the cell itself cannot function. You know this, ladies, when you do your laundry, you know to use cold water with the soap. Otherwise, it doesn't work well. That is what homeostasis is. The body has to keep certain internal environments constant. Temperature has to be constant. The blood volume needs to be well controlled, if not constant. The pH of the blood needs to be between 7.35 to 7.45. Don't worry if certain of these terms you don't understand, because right now we're introducing you to your body to understand it. And as the show goes on, with every episode, we'll be going deeper and deeper into the different systems. So the cell is to maintain a constant internal environment. And this is important for you to understand, because once you can understand that, you can then understand what are the factors outside of your body that are going to affect the internal environment within. Let me say that again for you to understand. When you understand homeostasis, when you understand that the cell needs to have a constant state, then you will understand there are things outside of your body that are going to affect your body within. And there are things that you put within your body that are going to affect your body within. And when you can understand that, you can make better decisions. So now, what are the things that could affect your body? I would like to introduce you to the 8 laws of health, because these things, when observed, will keep your body in a constant state of health, because every cell will be healthy. Every cell being healthy will mean every tissue is healthy, meaning every organ is healthy and every system is healthy. And if all the systems are healthy, what is healthy? Your body. So what are the 8 laws of health? New start. Write that down. New start. Nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trusting in God. These are the 8 elements that will affect your body, that will affect your systems, that will affect your tissues, that will affect your cell. Nutrition. The food that we eat is important. Exercise is important. Our body is 60% water, more in children. That will affect your internal environment. The sun is important to us as it's responsible for making vitamin D in our body. Temperance. Doing the good things in moderation and avoiding the bad altogether, like smoking. Air. We need oxygen in our bodies, and we need the carbon dioxide to be out of our bodies, just to keep it simple. Rest. Sleeping, and also recreation. And trusting in God. Why is that important? Because that affects the mental well-being, the social well-being, the psychological well-being, and the spiritual well-being. And that can lead to stress and diseases of the mind. Those are our 8 laws of health. Now, there's still so much for you to learn about your body. This is just the beginning of understanding how your body works. And once you can understand that, you will truly be empowered to talk to your doctor with an understanding about what your body is doing, but also to make the right decisions. Join us as we come back to discuss this in more detail. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made, where the mystery of your body is revealed with me, Khomotso Mokgapi, right here on Life Destiny TV. Your life, your destiny. I hope you're having a better understanding of how your body works, and that you're understanding now even better why we tell you the things that we tell you about what to eat and how to exercise. But if it's really not sinking in, it's okay. As we continue, tune in every week to watch as we discuss more in detail. Now let us look at the 8 laws of health and how they relate to the different systems. Let's start with nutrition. You eat an apple, it goes into your mouth, it goes into your digestive system, and from then it's absorbed into the blood. From the blood, it goes to every other organ in your body. It goes to the brain, it goes to your liver, it goes to your kidney, it goes to your skin to feed your body. That is the law of nutrition. So what happens if you take in something that is not healthy for you? If you were to eat mud, for instance, is that going to benefit your brain or your kidneys? And it is why we don't generally eat mud. And with in the episode when we did look at the digestive system, we will look at nutrition in more detail to see what is happening there. Let's look at the law of exercise. Why should we exercise? All of us battle with this, myself included. But here is why it's important to exercise. We improve our lung capacity. What does that mean? You know, when you go for a run and you feel you need to take in more air, you're using more and more of your lung, allowing more oxygen into your system. Why? When you breathe in the oxygen, it ends up, yes, you're right, in the blood going, you're right again, to every single organ, to your brain, to your kidneys, to your muscles, especially your muscles, because they need the oxygen when you're exercising. Let's look at water. As I said to you, 60% of our body is made up of water. So what would happen if you don't drink your water? Have you thought about it? The water that you drink ends up, right again, in the blood, and it goes to every single part of the body because the cell needs that water to be able to function. What happens if there isn't enough water in the body? The cell will shrink. It's not able to maintain a constant internal environment. What about sunshine? Do we need sunshine? There are chemicals within our body that require the sunshine. For example, we know we get from the sun vitamin D. So the sun rays convert cholesterol in our body to vitamin D, which then strengthens our bones and strengthens our immune system. So that's why the sunshine is important. And then we spoke about something called temperance, where I'm telling to do good things in moderation and to avoid the bad altogether. This is where most of us struggle because we can be intemperate in eating, in exercise. Yes, we can overdo exercise, in drinking our water. So temperance is about doing the good things in moderation, eating in moderation, exercising in moderation, making sure you're drinking the right amount of water. That's why you need to understand your own body because yours and mine are not the same. And avoiding the bad altogether. If your body needs oxygen, but what you're putting into it is carbon monoxide, you are poisoning your own cells, and therefore they're not able to have the right material for it to be able to function. Now let's look at air, which is linked in with exercise. But even when you're not exercising, as I'm sitting here right now, I'm breathing in and out. And in so doing, the oxygen goes into my blood and it goes to my brain and it goes to my cells. And it allows the cell to function. A human mind can only last 4 minutes without oxygen before it starts to switch off. So breathing is utterly important. There's 21% oxygen in the atmosphere. Well, at least that's what it used to be. But with more pollution happening nowadays, there's less concentration of oxygen. And which is why it's important to see where you're living and what the level of oxygen is. What do I mean? If you work in an office environment, that has no windows, there are no plants, it means for the 8 hours you're at work, you are not getting oxygen. And which would explain why when you leave, you might have a headache. But that is a topic for another day. Let's look at the law of rest, sleeping. Why is it important to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day? Because when we're sleeping, it is when our body is allowed to repair itself. This is important, so we will be discussing it in further detail. Now, trusting in God. This is an important lesson because even if you follow the first 7 laws, if you're stressed or you're anxious, you cannot maintain homeostasis because on a cellular level, you become stressed. This is also a topic for another day. But these are 8 laws of health, and if observed, you can allow your body to maintain homeostasis, a constant internal environment. It's a lot that you're learning today. I'm hoping you're not feeling overwhelmed. So take a break, think about what we've said, look at what you've written down, and join us as we continue right here on Wonderfully Made. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made, where the mystery of your body is revealed, right here on Life Destiny TV. Your life, your destiny. I'm hoping that you're finding this worthwhile, that you joined us this evening, where you now have an understanding of what is anatomy, which is the human structure, and what is physiology, which is how the body works. And I hope you will continue to keep in mind the cell whenever we talk, because everything happens on a cellular level. Remember that the cell is what builds up the whole body, and each cell has a control area called the nucleus, which tells the cell what it is that it's supposed to do. But remember that the cell requires certain material for it to be able to function, and all the different systems work together to make sure that the cell gets what it needs. So from the digestive system, it'll get the food and get the water. And from the respiratory system, it'll get the oxygen. And then the cell will give away the waste material, which will be released through the urinary system, as well as also through the digestive system. You will learn more about that as we continue the show. All of this is happening so that your body can be in good health, so you can experience the journey of life in a body that is healthy. But also we've learned about the 8 laws of health: nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trusting in God, and how all these external environments affect our body internally. And you can see clearly that you have control over majority of these laws of health. Because the truth of the matter is, you are not randomly put together. You're wonderfully and fearfully made, and these 8 laws govern your body. So by understanding them, you're better positioned to take care of your body and to be able to interact with your doctor and understand what your doctor means when they say you have a disease. Because if you have a disease, it simply means there's a law that has not been observed. And therefore, if you go back to observing the law, well, the disease need no longer exist. But we will be explaining these more and more as we continue with the show. Now, I need you to remember the body and how it works. I also need you to remember the 8 laws of health that I've just mentioned. And when you tune in next week, where we will be talking about the river of your life, the blood, which you've heard me mention several times. The oxygen goes into the blood. The food goes into the blood. The waste material must be eliminated, and it starts in the blood. What you want to do is to keep the river of your life clean. But let me not give you too much details. You need to tune in next week so that you can listen as we talk about what is this great river of life and what is its function and what you can do in keeping it healthy. It is so wonderful to have you here on Life Destiny TV, where it is your life, your destiny, and we teach you here on Wonderfully Made, and we reveal the mysteries of the human body to you so that you can get to understand yourself internally. Thank you, and tune again next week, same place, same time. From me, Komotsa Makgapi. Good night.